Hello, I would like to record today the material on yesterday's story titled Tuesday, which is frankly, okay, nothing is really shocking anymore nowadays in those tournaments, but it's simply like what is most actually disgusting, as I mentioned in my tweet in X, that people just lost any fear. I mean, everybody knows very well that nothing is going to happen with them. I mean, they're not going to have a problem whatever they do, when they play Title Tuesday. Any result, any level of play they show. And so yesterday the whole story was that Jan Nepomniachtchi, he was playing Title Tuesday, and he made a draw at some point with a player. Nirajan Navalgund, sorry, his rating is at least at the moment when they played the game was 2483 in Chess.com rating, and I checked his FIDE rating. I'm not sure he's playing much nowadays, but anyway, he was like below 2-3 in Blitz 2300 and below 2200 in Classical and Rapid. So he played the game not bad at all. You can see here 91.6 against 91.7 of Nepomniachtchi. He barely managed to make a draw. I will show you now this game today, but it was clear that, to me at least, that the game is very dubious, and Jan, he published then a tweet after this event, complaining that this is just okay, what is this? And of course, immediately got some response, salty loser. Even I was very, very, embarrassed to see some even GM. Like, I think Naranyan was writing to him that how can you, this is ridiculous. I mean, this is really, really embarrassing, to put it mildly, because any grandmaster can understand very well, checking his games, that, there is, to put it very mildly, very small chance of this gentleman playing on his own this game. But okay, let's first. Then I started to have a look. I decided to have a look at his games, and then what I realized about him. This is his account on chess.com. He plays very rarely. You see, he played yesterday Title Tuesday. Then he played one. He played some kind of other chess, and he played one a couple of weeks ago. That was the previous one he played. Let's now check, and actually I think then before it was already a year ago, so he decided to start his chess career seemingly. So you see 28th, 14th of May, then 16th of April, and then 9th of April. So he started recently, and before it's already 2023. Well, you see a lot of red, but we will come back to it. So I decided to check his games yesterday, and he scored 7.5 out of 11 with average 2850 or something. So his performance was, I think, close to 3000, which is not very normal for a player of 2200 more or less FIDE rating, or 2500 Chess.com rating. Why I'm recording this material today, because it's becoming really, really a circus, all this story, because it's so obvious. It is so completely obvious that the tournament which was played 2 weeks ago and the tournament which was played yesterday, I mean, couldn't be played by the same person alone, at least. It's just impossible, and I will just show you now. I will show you the games very quickly, and you will see by your own. I mean, you don't need even a high, let's say, chess level to understand how different is the play. I mean, frankly, I thought, okay, maybe he is a kind of guy who stopped playing chess, but actually he was a good player at some point. And but then when I saw the games from the previous Title Tuesday just 2 weeks ago. So this time he made 7.5 out of 11, around 2-3, close to 3,000 performance chess.com. And 2 weeks ago he played also Title Tuesday. He started to lose from the very beginning. He made, I think, 3 out of 10, and he stopped playing. 3 points out of 10 with average 2,212. So his performance was, I calculated for you, 2,065. So it makes it 900, I think around 930 ELO points difference. I mean, not ELO, chess.com Glico points difference in performances, which is totally insane. I mean, it just, please try to find me any case when a player can play 2 events, let's say 10-11 rounds events with 2,000 more or less level and 3,000. I mean, it is just a joke. It's such an absurd, yeah. And yeah, again, you know, everybody keeps silent. I mean, most of people keep silent or try to defend like this grandmaster from India. I mean, this is really like, you know, when you see this, you just want to quit the world of chess. I mean, this is a real decadence. You know, where are we now? I mean, so let me first read about him on internet. So he's saying, I am Nirajan Navalgund. I juggle between different things. Primarily, I work for world's #1 chess site, chess.com. Okay, good, very good. Apart from playing chess, streaming and writing about chess, what can you write about chess? I will show you some games now. I also train students, poor guys, of different levels. Maybe top 10? Do you have any top 10 player maybe also? So I continue. When I'm not doing chess, I indulge in reading books, writing stories, exploring different forms of poetry. My latest hobbies include playing the piano and tarot. Okay, and so on and so on. Good, so a lot of different interests. Yeah, not really a chess player, not a professional one for sure. Not, I mean, just a hobby player. So let's first see the previous event. Here is it. So 2 weeks ago he made. Wait. No, actually I confused. He made 2 points out of 10. No, 3. Yeah, 3. But because 1 he was totally lost. He just won on time. So let's check the game. So please, if you have a little bit of understanding of chess, I mean, you will see what is this level. I mean, I can tell you, this tournament was played by a player who is not 2000 FIDE rating, and actually it's understandable. I mean, if it's actually, you can see it by his performance. The chess.com rating performance was 2065. Usually, well, FIDE rating is maybe like at least 300 points lower, so yeah, 1800 FIDE player. And frankly, his games, well, I will just quickly go through the games, and you will see that is seemingly his level. Okay, the first game he plays against some GM. I mean, so let's go. Okay, they play the opening, f3. Okay, this g4, rook e8. He goes g5, blundering a pawn. Okay, takes, queen g5. Bad news, but still the takes. Okay, check, king f8, knight b5, rook e7. Then also his opponent is not playing well at all. I mean, rook g3, I guess, well, rook h5, something really strange. Here, rook takes h2 is really dubious. I mean, you have to play king e7, bishop e6, check, king a7. Now, okay, it's what can be more obvious than knight d5 check here. I mean, takes, and well, the position is actually, let's see what computer says. It says slightly better for white already. I mean, rook h2 was terrible. Yeah, instead he's playing b3. Okay, letting black simply play bishop e6. Okay, now rook g7. Okay, now he's just 2 pawns down, and the rest of the game he plays rook takes g6. I mean, f5 at least, so bad. I mean, takes, he's 2 pawns down. His opponent is also not doing best, but still here at least you should take on d5. I mean, with some drawing chances actually. I mean, doesn't even do this, rook h8, he still doesn't do, then king f8, knight c7 and d5. Okay, the game over. But he, for some reason, c4, I mean, absolutely terrible, of course, a5. I mean, you see this level, king c3. He plays very quick, by the way, you can see his, I mean, but quick doesn't mean good. Like when you think loud doesn't mean you think well. So check, knight c5, rook takes b3, nice tactics, but anyway, Black is completely winning. Now, for some reason, he keeps on playing, even though his opponent has plenty of time. Okay, he likes to fight, I guess. He probably doesn't understand that he doesn't have much chance here. Anyway, then he blunders a rook at some point. Yeah, here, c5 or whatever. It doesn't make any sense to continue playing, but he continues and he blunders a rook. And okay, finally plays stalemate. Well, this is, by the way, not the worst game actually of him. It's pretty decent game, in fact. But well, you see the level, yeah? Let's see, by the way, let's see the accuracy score. Okay, the accuracy score, it's very, very decent. He had much worse than that, 78.7. Not bad, yeah? So this one is seemingly worse. So now he plays with 2200 chess.com rating player and still losing with, as you can see, 77.5 accuracy. So let's see the game. He's black now, b5. Okay, original opening. Well, he's actually getting good position. I mean, after all, his opponent is also kind of amateur, I suppose, more or less, yeah. I mean, he's national master, but 227, yeah, it's like he's probably barely 2000 rating in FIDE. Rook b1 takes, okay, knight is knight a2, of course, he's just better here already. Then he's playing, I mean, better. Well, yeah, computer says equal, but Black has a very nice game, obviously. But f6, of course, is a mistake. Anyway, okay, he's just slowly getting outplayed by this knight b8. My goodness, knight b8, I mean, slowly getting outplayed. Then he takes on e5, knight e5. Well, okay, now, I mean, absolutely crazy. He's already worse, but still, I mean, something crazy. Queen b6. I mean, how are you planning to develop after this? And after f4, he goes knight a6. The sherry on the pipe, blundering knight d7. And then blundering some more, knight c7, queen a2. Yes, queen enters. Then he blunders another pawn. Queen c5 check is threatening, yeah. So he blunders again. And, okay, he loses this game. f5. He's fighting, a real fight. King a8 and finally resigns. Okay, excellent. So can you actually imagine this guy can beat some strong GMs with average 94? I mean, in a quite complicated game. But that's not all. So then he loses to another 2280 player, 2280 chess.com. I mean, I remind you, so around 2000 at best FIDE rating. Now he's white, yeah, sacrificing a pawn, and then what happens? Okay, knight d5, brilliant, well, quite typical. Black can basically resign here, but he manages to lose this game. I mean, he has 10 times he could win, you know, here, like obviously knight d4, I mean, like, yeah. So he plays bishop d5, misses probably that Black can castle. He's still much better in this endgame, but then slowly he is losing. I mean, I don't want to... I mean, he still has a very nice plus here, but he slowly but surely lost this endgame with white. Okay, very nice. So then he won a game. Then actually he won a game with 76.7 precision. In fact, well, let's see how he won a game against another 22 plus player, 2247. So this before, okay, he plays aggressive chess. I mean, e5, terrible, yeah. I mean, now check. I mean, check what is the level of the guy. I mean, it is a complete amateur. Check queen e2, a6. I don't know why. I mean, mistake after mistake. Both bishop b2. He's missing knight f4, h6. Also not fantastic move, and now c4. He just blundering knight f4. I mean, instead of trying to get the knight to c4 something, I mean, rook d1, knight c4, whatever. I mean, this is just, I mean, this player is an amateur. I mean, it is just so obvious. It's so obvious that he can barely play chess. I mean, on the serious, more or less level. Knight d3, rook d1, okay, now, I mean, okay, black could win anyhow, of course, but finally he goes like this, so this endgame totally winning for black. Black is actually easily, I mean, managing to win, I mean, to get a completely winning position, just a technical easy win. King c6, I mean, no chance at all. Okay, just resigns, yeah. I mean, so he should have actually lost even more games. b3, king c3, rook d3, I mean, yeah, okay, I don't know, whatever, yeah, rook f7, okay, completely lost. I mean, I don't know how you can not win this position, because his opponent still has more than a minute. I mean, sorry, what kind of level, excuse me, what kind of level should it be? a3 maybe not too difficult to find, but anyways, king f2, a3, e6, a2, here rook h7, and he managed his opponent with 1 minute on the clock still here. He managed to lose on time. Check in f4, now he took on h7. I mean, e8 queen, and then he lost on time, having 41 seconds. I mean, this is just a joke. I mean, it's complete absurd. So you see, this is a completely amateur level of play. I mean, actually, much better. Black played much better. Then I don't know how come it was not enough for him 1 minute to win a queen up. But okay, so let's see next game. Again, 22-79. Again, actually 74.6 now, as you see, level of play, which is actually already, so this is even worse, yeah, this is even worse, this is really bad already. So let's see the game. Now he's black, okay, I mean, what is this? Bishop d3, okay, knight c6, knight e2, he can play knight e5, of course, he doesn't do it, g6, by the way, already spent here almost 40 seconds by this time. Queen d6, I mean, check this, this is ridiculous simply. Bishop g7, why not? Queen d6, castles, long castle, knight e4, queen b4, takes, c3, queen c4, queen a4. I mean, this what, c4 doesn't, you cannot just play c4, knight d4, well, it's actually good enough, of course. Also knight c5, I mean, let's stop here. I mean, this player is just amateur. He is an amateur. I mean, he is not even 2000. I mean, maybe this is 2000 level, FIDE level, no more for sure. And then, so he scores a couple of points against. He beats some player, as you see here. I mean, you see 75. Here he has 69.8 precision. Let's check this game. 69.8. It's quite something against, especially 2-2. Player, 2200 player. Let's see, f4, very nice, e5, okay, takes knight c6, take here, okay, he's already bishop b4 check, totally, yeah, he's already worse, yeah, ef, take, yeah, white is better, yeah, already, this takes, okay, I mean, bishop takes c6, you can take an exchange, I mean, okay, enough, yeah, this is like, I mean, this is nothing to do with professional chess. I don't know how these players can even play Entitled Tuesday. I mean, this is like, I can assure you I would beat 10 out of 10 in a simul such a player, yeah. And then next week he comes and it's a totally different force. So first he wins 4 games. So obviously he starts to use some advice, because he's still pretty bad, playing pretty bad, but already, like this game, he makes mistakes, but already a lot of, I mean, decent professional moves, yeah, like here, you can see this game, yeah, that's, by the way, also quite telling this game, okay, I don't know, frankly, his opponent is 27-16 FIDE master, but the way he plays, it's also like check, okay, he's just doing this, and just, okay, knight c7, I mean, what is this? just to resign now. He takes much more time now. You see how he's playing much less quick here. And in this position, he's piece up, just a piece up. And he barely manages to win this position. Queen h3, queen a5. Now amazing move, absolutely amazing move for any player who can play a bit of chess is knight d5. Okay, do anything you want, you knight b5, whatever, yeah? You just, okay, play it like this. Of course, it's still completely winning, then he spoils it almost completely. h3, queen g3, some complete nonsense. Rook d1 now, giving up this. e4, I'm absolutely sure he blundered e4, and now fortunately for him, at least he has queen f4, at least, yeah. And in this position, takes. Okay, his opponent lost on time, but actually rook d7, you still have to win it. I mean, it is technically winning, but it's not so easy anymore. I mean, we are talking about the position at the beginning, just a piece up for nothing. Okay, then here the player was thrown, then he started, okay, also was a bit lucky, sometimes was already using engine, I believe. And then, so after all this, then this game, he's playing with 28-47 player. This is already, you see the level starts to increase, increase. Okay, he's, now he plays, by the way, much faster, you can see, even though in the opening he played badly, but still. Then he started to play better, and actually at some point, okay, his opponent just blunders. Okay, he's lost anyway here, and at some point he just blunders and he wins. So okay, then, okay, this is for the moment not a single game, was a level which could fight against strong grandmaster, I mean top grandmaster, even in a simultaneous exhibition. And then this game comes, the next one against Jan Nepomniachtchi. So now let's check. Let's check how does he play. Of course, very good knowledge of theory, Catalan. Okay, now he plays d4, e4, and so on. Of course, Jan is just, okay, logically assuming he's going to beat very easily this player. But no, not so easy. So a4, I mean, everything is fine. Bishop d2. Okay, he gets slightly better. You know, very solid play. a5. Queen h4, best, knight a4, excellent move, by the way. Yeah, would not maybe cross my mind to play this. Takes, rook d8, bishop c3, knight d5. Okay, he's trying to make a draw, and actually it's difficult to win for black here. But okay, Jan of course is trying. Yeah, okay, this position, of course it's a draw, but Jan, he wants to win against this player. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's pretty obvious. But well, he almost losing this game. Check now the game, very high class from white. Yeah, rook a7, king g2. A couple of moves were really amazing. King f4, g4, and now h4. I mean, can you imagine a player who played those games I've shown you to play h4? Actually, pretty clever move. I mean, not the only one, but pretty clever move. You can see it's line 2-4. Yeah, it's equal. I mean, h4. Just not to have the h2 pawn, you know, because black wants h5, h4, sometimes enter on h line. And in case of gh, then white is taking back this pawn and has a nice pawn structure. So h4, of course Jan is just trying to play for tricks, because otherwise you cannot win. f3, white is slowly outplaying the experienced opponent. Well, obviously rook a7 should be played or something, but Jan just wants to trick his opponent. But yeah, it's not really, I mean, what is happening here. He's getting very nice technique. I mean, okay, some mistakes, actually very typical. I believe that very often I notice also when I was playing with such, so to say, players, they just want a draw, you know, they're afraid to lose, they don't want to win. They don't want to win, they want to make a draw, because then they can tell public, whatever, stream about it, make a YouTube videos maybe. And so he's trying to not to win this position. You can see at some point, okay, king g2, so he's trying to play it like no big mistake, he cannot lose, but just to play it safe. Safe in the sense of not winning. Rook f6, okay, he just wants a draw, but actually he's still like You know, check, king f5, rook g2. The point is that players of this level, and I can assure you this is a very weak level, I mean what you saw before, they don't actually understand, they don't have they are so, I mean, unprofessional, they are not very good at chess. I mean, if you're talking about serious level, yeah, professional level, that they don't really feel which move is suspicious, which move they should avoid making and which they can make, yeah, if they want to cover the dealings. So here, okay, he's like getting, is actually continuing to outplay. Now rook f2, by the way, check, first line rook f2. I mean, would never cross anyone's mind. It's obvious you just play king f3 here. It's obvious king f3, king f4. I mean, not a single player, I think, would go rook f2, especially, yeah, let's check now how much time is spent on rook f2. Not 1 second. Rook f2, just, I think it's simply auto program is playing. I mean, that's my feeling. Because rook f2 is just insane, yeah, to play like this. And then he continues, so Jan, I guess he still wants something at least to flag maybe the opponent. But okay, he's slowly getting outplayed. Check, rook d7, rook d8, and now, okay, Jan, I guess, still wants to win. Now he's lost, actually, he's already lost. So he's kind of play b4. Okay, that's all good, and just play king b3, let's say, and slowly win this position. Still, it's not so easy, but okay, he plays rook b7 instead, bishop takes b4, and finally game ends in a draw. Okay, I mean, this game is 25, at minimum 25, it cannot be worse than 25 FIDE rating player. I would say it could easily be 2700 player, because it was a very, very solid game. Well, so draw, and I just checked then what happened after. So I guess it already was good enough, this draw, because now you can tell everyone that you made the draw with Nepomniachtchi. So the next game, the next game he's playing, he's losing in 21 move. Well, let's check the game. 81, it came back to normal now, so he's playing this. Okay, actually, just equal position, more or less theoretical. Now he just loses it in few moves, few really bad moves. c5, absolutely awful. Takes, of course, takes. Now he's already at least worse. He's just losing a pawn. Okay, takes, queen d5, and at the end of the day he just plays bishop f5 and blunder in 97 check. Okay, the same player, playing these two games. So back to basic, but then he gathers strength and then he plays a fantastic game against a Grandmaster, Grandmaster 2.8 Chess.com rating. His accuracy is 95.6. I'm sorry, it's a top 5 level in this game. And let's see the game. Again, fantastic knowledge of theory, very profound knowledge. So it's because I played this line myself, c5. I mean, he knows absolutely rook e8, bishop f8. This is all theory. d5, so he knows perfectly everything. Just spends like 15 seconds on these moves. And then, okay, just let's have a look. Takes, ab, bishop e3, b4. Also playing pretty quickly. Rook d1, queen c7. Not the best move, but still okay. Bishop f5, knight b6. Not perfect, but nothing too bad. But you cannot play every move for the first line, yeah. No bot will allow this, because it would be too suspicious. So usually when they can manage to play something else in first line, they do, yeah. Okay, bishop d3, queen b7, best. Bishop f1, knight c4, best. Rook e8, okay, that is logical, best. Knight e2, bishop c5, best. Bishop g5, of course, black is already much better, obviously. Bishop g5, knight e4. It's not actually a mistake, knight d7 was better, but knight e4 is a second line, I suppose, yeah? No, actually it's third line, knight e4. But anyway, you need to make few mistakes, a little few inaccuracies. Here was very complicated way to save it with knight g3, bishop c6, rook d8, somehow difficult to find. his opponent played, yeah, this is an interesting moment. He played absolutely ridiculous move, bishop c1 here. And you see now, because before bishop c1, bishop c2 was not really a threat. It was still an option, but not threatening. But after bishop c1, this talented young player, in 1 second, you see, in 1 or 2 seconds, yeah, manages to find bishop c2, actually, to understand that the exchange, I mean, there is an exchange. You cannot, there are no squares for the rook. Rook d2, b3, also a very nice one. Not the best move, but actually pretty good also. Very also unusual, by the way. And now takes, queen c3, and then he's not finishing it in the best possible way, but in good enough, never actually making this game, you know, sleep. I mean, queen b4, first line, best move, queen c2, queen e1, brilliant. Actually quite simple move. It took him, this move took him like 7 seconds. I mean, okay, he was doing much more complicated moves than this in 2 seconds, but queen e1, knight f4, bishop takes f2, another 5 seconds, simple tactics, takes, b4, knight d2, and then he finishes the game. It starts to take some time. I mean, queen c5, you can just even exchange, is completely winning, but he finishes the game in style. Okay, here it's funny, he can just change queens, queen d1 check if he wants. Instead he plays h6 and changes queens only here. Okay, I mean, again, nothing so exceptional maybe this game from black, if we are talking about 2500 player. But you see, this player is 2000, I mean, he's an amateur, he's an amateur. And for an amateur to play against a grandmaster, you know, to play a game rather complicated, Rui Lopez, to play a game with a precision 95.6, I'm sorry. Then the next game comes and he's just doing complete nonsense again. Complete nonsense. He's losing very quickly, showing 71 precision. So he's playing the opening and then just starts to give up everything. Takes c5, takes queen a5, bishop d3. What is bishop d3? Knight takes c5. He just blundering or what? I mean, queen e2. I mean, it's awful, absolutely awful. Castles. I'm not sure about castles. I think bishop d7 maybe or something. Bishop c2, rook d8, rook d1, queen takes a2. I don't know, a bit dubious. Queen h5 is a bad move. You should castle. Okay, opponent also doesn't play so well. He can just go f5, for instance, here. I mean, yeah, just no threats. Instead he goes knight d3 check, which is a mistake. And now it's a cherry on the pie. He is thinking for actually a lot of time, for like 13 seconds, yeah, and plays king f1. I mean, how can you play king f1? What kind of level should you have? Because of course you just take and castle. I mean, okay, it's actually white has some compensation. It's not so easy for black, but I mean, after king f1, it is obvious black is winning, like is any move, absolutely any move. I mean, it's just absurd. Okay, he takes on b2, bishop b1. Again, you see any move is winning. It just, I mean, it just shows the level. Even one move like this can show the level. b6, knight e4, he's, okay, missing bishop a6, quite simple tactics. But still, bishop d3, takes, okay. Queen e2, well, at least some d1 maybe or some, oh, still rook d8, of course, but I mean, this is just queen b1. Mate in 2, yeah. Okay, again, so top player, top grandmaster, amateur, top grandmaster, amateur. I mean, what is this nonsense? I mean, and then yeah, and then the last round he won again couple of games. Yeah, now again 92. Again like a really strong player. This is against Bibisara. Against Bibisara, the woman world champion, actually in Blitz. So here what I liked is the ending. How fantastic was here. I mean, just check how fantastic technique. Actually, not using almost any time. Yeah, he was okay. She just blundered the pawn. She wanted to win, I suppose. She couldn't understand why this guy, who is 2500 chess comp, is playing so well. So she blundered the pawn. It's just a draw. She blundered the pawn, and now fantastic technique. See, 0.58 time he finished the game. He still has like 0.50. seconds. It just maneuvers around, checks, h5, pawn to h4. She shouldn't have, of course, put her pawn on h3. I mean, this, every h3, and now it's probably lost already. Yeah, now king gets to e3, f4, very quickly, f3 check, tactics, you know, bishop f3, knight e1, everything in like 2 seconds, 1 second. Yeah, so he still has 53, and now knight maneuvers, king goes to g3, everything, you know, made with a speed 1 second per move, more or less, resigned. Okay, beating now Bibisara, and the last game, then probably he is already having 7.5 out of 10, this amateur. So I mean, yeah, and now the last game, probably he decided, well, it's enough for today, enough of entertainment, and let's check now the last game. Again an amazing performance with black, so he's playing some opening, and then just theoretical line, then he starts to blunder one after another. Yeah, b6. Okay, what a move, b6. What is this nonsense? b6. Okay, he takes on b8. By the way, it's not actually even the best. Knight c3 is even better, but okay, he takes the pawn. Actually, yeah, cd5 was better. Yeah, b5, cb. Well, okay, here rook takes b5, but okay, he takes with pawn, queen b4, e6. Okay, it's just pawn down, but it's still not easy to win for white. But now, yeah, now the best moment of the video. Bishop d7 is played. I mean, after 6 seconds of thinking, how can you play bishop d7? I mean, take on c3 or bishop b7. How can you play bishop d7 here? What kind of level should it be? It's amateur. It's just amateur. Anything wins, of course. Bishop e4 is the simplest, and then knight e4, d5 just resigns. Okay, this is also good, of course. b4, rook c1, rook completely lost, queen f3. Now at least rook e7, I mean, he blunders again. He's playing f5, take on d7, because if fe, then knight f6 check is coming, yeah. And taking, I mean, just taking on e4 at minimum, yeah. Whatever, yeah. So, but he takes on d7, and yeah, instead knight d7, queen takes d7, bishop c6, bishop takes c8, and he's still fighting here. Let's check. He's still playing for some reason. e4, queen b3, okay, d6, rook c7, d7, I mean, rook c1, rook c8. Okay. No, I mean, okay, this is like, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm tired of it. This is disgusting. I mean, can, you know, somebody tell what it is? I mean, this is disgusting, simply. It is so obvious. What more red flags? What do you need more? Chess.com, grandmasters who are just keeping silent or even defending this case. I mean, the guy is performing once almost 900 plus, almost 1000 rating points difference between 2 tournaments played within 2 weeks in a row. And he's playing like an amateur. I mean, 2/3 of the game. He's playing like complete amateur. I mean, not even a club player. And then some few games he's beating very strong grandmasters with precision 96 or something, 95. Or at least or being close to beat Nepomniachtchi, I don't know, Bibisara, and another couple of grandmasters. I mean, come on, this is, I don't know, I just want to, I don't understand what's happening in the world of chess. I mean, this is shame. I mean, I feel it's a shame even to ignore and not even to speak about it, but how can you defend this case? I mean, it's so obvious to any kind of unbiased chess player. So what I would like to do, okay, do you care really, chess players, amateurs, do you care at least a bit about chess, about the fair game? I mean, how can you allow such thing to go unnoticed? How can chess.com, which is according to the post on Telegram channel of Jan Nepomniachtchi, they told him that they check and everything is okay. There is nothing strange in this, in the play of this person. I mean, this is, I mean, what is going on? I mean, am I in a crazy house? What is happening? We are in kindergarten. I mean, how can it be that the world of chess went to where it is now? How can it be that players, you know, just keep silent seeing this? Because tomorrow he will play with you or another guy like this. He will beat you in the run, and he will spoil your tournament. He will, spoil your chances to win prize money. How can you just leave it like this and pretend that you care, pretend to be a moral person? I mean, I don't understand this. I mean, I'm sorry, just look at the mirror, guys. Look at the mirror. I mean, you just cannot allow it. If you have dignity, I mean, your own dignity, if you care at least a bit about, I mean, integrity of the game. This game is more important, chess is more important than all of us, it's above us. I mean, how can you just let somebody make such a joke out of chess, just spit into the face of everyone, just telling, okay, I just laugh at you. You cannot do anything. I know Chess.com is not going to do anything. I work at Chess.com, and you can just tell whatever you want, and then I will always have some guys who will start to attack you if you tell something, and it's just like spitting in the face of us, of professional players, of people who like chess, who want to play fair chess. And you will be keeping silent about it. You will just tell, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, do you have? Is it not obvious to you, to anyone, let's say already even master level? Is it not obvious? It's completely obvious. So, so if you don't react on this, I mean, I'm sorry, it shows your position. That is my stand. And this is not even the case where you can have doubts. There is no doubt here. And the fact that Chess.com is pretending that everything is okay, it just proves my position, what I said many times about the real, let's say, stand on this issue. So okay, if we are going to swallow this spit into our face by the player, by Chess.com, I mean, we will destroy chess, and we will destroy our soul, our integrity, because I will not tolerate it. Whatever you tell about me, whatever insults or dirt or lies you will publish about me, I mean, I'm not going to tolerate this. I have self-respect and I have dignity, That is the reason. Thank you for your attention.